Hello everyone, welcome back to Gaming with Shoggoths. Today is the first update for Jurassic World Evolution 2. It is of course a free update. It has a bunch of different quality of life improvements, added buildings, new sandbox maps, bug fixes, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go over a bunch of that stuff right now. There is also a paid DLC for new dinosaurs. That is separate from this. This does not have any new dinosaurs. The Early Cretaceous Pack DLC is the only one to have new dinosaurs. It does cost a few bucks. But everything we're going over in this video is free, free additions and free fixes to the game. One of the big things, as far as like just quantity goes, to get added are the Department of Fish and Wildlife buildings that were in the storyline, but were not in like sandbox mode. They have added all the buildings from story mode, plus they have also added a few additional buildings to kind of like round it out. So you got stuff like the, the medical facility. This is the response team. And you've got the, what is this? Oh, that's the control center, arrival point, staff center, expedition center, science center. Those are all like with the Department of Fish and Wildlife theme. They've also got DFW theme, or like kind of with that same look, building like restaurants and attractions. And I guess that's all that's over here. Yeah, okay. And then they added, this was actually in story mode, the emergency shelter, and then there's the restroom, but they've also added a lagoon, a viewing gallery, and a hatchery with kind of the same look as the Department of Fish and Wildlife, which is really cool. I actually really like this hatchery. I like how it looks. I like it a little bit more than the other ones. And then this was in the story mode, but they've added it to Sandbox. And this is I imagine this is what most people see for the first time when they play the game. As far as an aviary goes, it doesn't look that much different from the other ones, but it kind of adds the color scheme and sort of that just overall decorative design that the DFW had. It also adds the gate with that green color and a fence, just one basic fence with the sign on it. I think this stuff will be really cool if you want to build like a sandbox park that kind of has like an official like laboratory kind of feel to it. These are called hotels. These two buildings are considered hotels, so they will count as hotels. But I really like the fact that they look like, pop-up camps that would be at like an emergency situation or something like that. So I think that looks really cool, and I think those would make really interesting additions as other things other than just like a hotel. Oh, that's part of the hotel, is it? Yeah, okay. They also, I forgot to put them down. Oh, I'm paused. They also have themed power supplies as well. Oops, that's really big. And those look pretty cool too. I mean, I don't think I've put down a power line in this entire game. I used the power stations a lot, or the little backup power things. But, again, these kind of have that really cool, like, official look with all the various and sundry, like, trailers and pop-up buildings and stuff. So I think if you're going for a specific look, it would be really cool to have that stuff around. In addition to the DFW stuff, they also added in... Oh, wait. There's one more DFW edition. This is just a normal viewing gallery. Doesn't look much different from a typical viewing gallery, but it does just have that DFW motif to it. But in addition to the DFW buildings, they've added a OG Jurassic Park themed lagoon and aviary, and this is kind of looks like the aviary from Jurassic World, or not Jurassic World, Jurassic Park 3. And they've got their own viewing galleries and their own hatcheries, but I'm pretty sure you can attach anything to anything. Like, you could attach a Jurassic Park lagoon hatchery to a Jurassic World lagoon. I'm fairly certain. In fact, we can try that right now. Well, I know that I can because I have a mod. I'm using the free build mod, so I know I'll be able to do it regardless. But I think I can tell whether or not. Let's see. Jurassic World. No, not aviary. It'll be funny because I can do that too. Let's see. Lagoon hatchery. Yeah, so it snaps on. So that means that you can do it. So you can mix and match them however you want. At least oh, it's paused. I was like, well, theoretically you could do it. Yeah. So you could do that no matter what. Like, you can mix and match them however you want. It's really cool. I like this too. This is kind of reminiscent, like with this right here, of the park gates, you know, so that looks really cool. So that's the OG, and it does totally have like an original Jurassic Park style to it with like the towers and everything, the defense towers. This one kind of looks a little more standard, but that dome does look quite a bit different than the other ones, like the glass one from Jurassic World, and then the other mesh one from the DFW. So those are some interesting building additions. They will, you know, just kind of allow you to have a different look if you'd like it, different themes going on. I think the DFW buildings actually will be really cool. One other thing that they did with buildings that honestly just made me really, really happy. I've loved the fact that they allow us to customize the attractions and the restaurants and all that kind of stuff, but it can be tedious, especially when you're laying down like a whole bunch. But what they've now added is an ability to randomize. You just click here, randomize all, and look at that. So it will randomize the building style, the roof, the entrance location, the roof decorations, and the ground decorations, and the kind of sign you have. So, I mean, it really is like great for just changing it up, or if you don't care, you know, what you've got going on. And then it also gives you a randomized option for the color scheme. So yeah, to me, this is a grand improvement because I really liked the fact that you could change up your buildings, but boy, oh boy, did it get tedious. So that is the building customization randomization, and I think it's great. That's like definitely like a 10 out of 10, you know, 10 out of 5, 20 out of 10, whatever. In my opinion, that's one of the best updates on this, for this update. Let's see, some Sandbox only improvements are they've added combat frequency. So now you can make it so your carnivores don't fight each other. I have no idea why that wasn't in the original game, but it's here now and much needed, so I'm very happy about that. They've also added a flattened version of all Sandbox levels with a building space cleared of trees. This is awesome if you play a Sandbox because like for me personally, I pretty much would keep one version of every park flattened with no trees. That way I wouldn't have to do it every time I build. Lots of modders would put up save files for that kind of stuff too, but now you can just do it for yourself when you start a map, and that is great. I'll show you that in a second because we're gonna hop some maps here in just a second anyways. And they've also added color grading options to Sandbox settings to change the color tone of a level. I haven't messed that, but while we're here, we will try that real quick. I saw the option. It's in Sandbox settings. Right here, it's color grading. So Jurassic World Master. I'm assuming that's default color because that's what it was set on, and I haven't messed with it. So Jurassic World Taiga. Apply. It's one of those things where I'm not even sure if I'm going to notice the difference. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. It's like really purple. Let's see. Alpine. Seems still purple. I mean, the whole thing isn't purple, but like the trees kind of have this more purplish pink tone. This just seems like brighter. But yeah, like it's definitely brighter. Like I can see that there's a difference, but and I don't think I would play with it like this, to be perfectly honest. It's already giving me like a headache. Jurassic Park. So these are basically like reshades, you know, like you might use on like a mod or something like that in another game. This one seems a little darker. I'm not really seeing much of a difference though. I don't know. Yeah, I think I would just stick with the OG. Like I'm not like those other ones just kind of seem to be pink, more pinkish or purplish, and were hurting my eyes. I didn't really see much of a difference between the other three. So this part, maybe something's off with it, and we'll see in the future. All right, so let's check out the flattened space option, because we also have 5 new sandbox maps, and they are the maps from the campaign. So Arizona, Washington, Pennsylvania, California, and one I can't remember. This is Pennsylvania while we're here. This is Pennsylvania with those beautiful trees. That's why I picked it. I love it. I wish we could have these trees on every map. That would make me happy. They have also adjusted the area. I can't remember like what the, I don't think, was there a wild? I don't think there was a wild area on this map, but it was not very big, and they have adjusted it. So like this is much bigger than it was, I'm pretty sure, and there was no wild area on it. So it says the update said that they have made the appropriate adjustments to them. I'm hoping that means that we get the wild area as part of the map, because that'd be really cool. So this is Pennsylvania, one of the 5 new maps, in Sandbox only. All right, so here are all the Sandbox parks. They kind of split it up. It used to be one big thing, but now they have it split between Challenge, Chaos Theory, and Campaign. So we'll just start here. There was one I couldn't remember. Oh, Oregon. Right, because Oregon and Washington State are practically the same place. Sorry, anyone who's from Washington or Oregon. Washington? Wow, I did the Washington thing. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. Sorry, anyone who's from Washington or Oregon. I know you guys are not the same place, but in my mind, sometimes you are. All right, so Arizona, let's see. Buildings. Creative, standard, custom. Oh, custom. It's probably under custom. Weather, terrain, flattened. Okay, there we go. All right. So when you pick your map, you adjust the bottom one to custom, and you can also pick the color grading there. But you right here, the second option after weather, it says terrain. It'll say normal. Normal will be the default, and then you could hit flatten. So let's go over there and see. I mean, Arizona's kind of flat anyway, so. I swear, I'm not trying to pick like a fight with anyone in different states. It's just, you know, just my observations. Yeah, that is a pretty flat area, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, that the wild area has definitely been added, because Arizona was probably like this big. Arizona was tiny, and then it had a huge wild area. So that's really cool. I will go to the next one. We'll look at all of them real quick. I'll go to the next one. I won't do flattened on that one, so we can actually just see what it looks like. All right, this is Washington, and this is the one I was actually the most interested in seeing, because it did have that huge wild area, and it looks like, yes, wow, that is pretty big. Yeah, because like this was like your park, and then it just had that path that came out to this, so they added kind of like, they made it like bigger in this, and that's, wow, that's big. That is pretty sizable. I think, is Germany the biggest one? The biggest map? I'm not 100% certain, but this might rival it. just in pure space. I love the way that Germany is set up though, with the two kind of like two tiers. But God, this is big. This is pretty big. This will be interesting. Will be interesting. All right, so we'll go to the next one. This is Oregon, where you went out and took pictures of all the dinosaurs. It looks like you don't have quite that same like roving area, but it does, I can already tell it's pretty big. It's much bigger than the yeah, like your park was right there. So yeah, this is much bigger as well. Yeah, that's huge too. Yeah, it's really cool that these, I mean, they're kind of big open spaces with no like you know, features, again, like the Germany map has, where it has the 2 levels, and or like the sort of map that has like the paths in between the mountains and stuff like that. But these are really cool. These will definitely be a welcome addition to Sandbox. Building, and then we got California left. Building a dinosaur park in Yosemite will be pretty cool. Oh wait, this is the one where you went and looked for the dinosaurs, or got the pictures of them. Yeah, between the mountains and everything. Oregon. Oh, Oregon was where you caught the flyers, wasn't it? So this is pretty nice. I like the trees here. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, we got mountains in the middle, paths around it. Nice. So we kind of got, oh nice, it did keep that area in that I was talking about. That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, that'll be fun to build around. These will also be fun to make like nature reserves and stuff like that. Make some like parks where the wildlife is roaming free, you know, as it was originally here in these parts. All right, so those are the 5 parks, Pennsylvania being the other one, which we're going to head back to now so I can show you a few other things. All right, we're back in Pennsylvania, nice and bright and orange and red here. I love it. I love the colors. It's a much needed break from like all the green. I mean, I love green. Green is my favorite color, but when everything is just green everywhere, these trees are very welcome in my opinion. All right, so there's one update to campaign mode, and that is that once you've beaten it, you can now go back, and I should have done this while I was on the menu, but you can now go back and select a specific level. So you don't, if you want to replay just a certain spot, a certain level, you can go back, like a certain state, you can go back to that one. So that's cool. The next update is also one of my other favorites. Once again, it has to do with coloring things, but it's an edit to the genome editing. All right, so as I already said, this is actually one of my other favorite updates and changes to the game, and it's basically allowing you to color your dinosaurs easier, and it makes it so you can change the individual colors of the eggs. It's random, but like that's better than having 8 of like one color, you know what I mean? Like in my opinion, I think that's really awesome. So let's check it out real quick. First they said, I'm just picking this real quick for a second. To see what they were talking about, but I'm not. It says added animal extra images to genome editing screen. I'm guessing they're talking about this stuff, although I could have swore that stuff was already there. Am I wrong? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure which one what change that made. But then there's also updated skin and pattern color selection screen from a preview image to color swatches. It's now easier to select the skin and pattern color combinations you wish to use, and added a random swatch for both pattern and skin color in genome editing. You can now hatch a batch of dinosaurs, each with a random skin and or pattern color. So let's pick. We'll do like a Gallimimus, since 1, they're fast, and 2, they release a whole bunch of them. Wow, up to 10. Jeez. I have to say, the egg hatching is just my favorite part of the game in general. Overall, in general, like the fact that we can batch release, that's just great. That's in my opinion, one of the best improvements over the original game. But anyway, so if you go into here, so as you can see, like right here, it starts off with like their default skin, and now instead of having it you clicking back and forth, you just click on the top one and you just go here and you just pick like that, And then some of them have special skins that you get from beating chaos mode, the different things like that. So that kind of stuff that's actually really cool. I'm not sure if I've seen it, but I haven't like seen it in action in my game. So then, and you pick the pattern down here like that as well. Now, you can do this and say you do that and that. That'd probably be a really insane looking Gallimimus. But then your whole batch will come out looking like this, okay? But if you pick these dice here, random per egg, save it. We'll assign our scientists. Just do the maximum so it's fast. All right, we're gonna select them all. Oh, we only got 9. My mod for max egg batch size is not working at the moment. Yeah, if you use mods, some of them might not be working, so you're just gonna have to wait for updates. Like, you know, that's sort of the downside of modding in a game that's still being updated. But deal with what we have to deal with, right? Okay, so we've got our thing. Let's see what it looks like. I've tried it with some other dinosaurs, but look at that. Look at that, all different colors. I mean, it did kind of give us all a bunch of greens and browns, but, you know, they're all different.
Some of these animals present a real test of our abilities. Take, for instance, this latest dinosaur, the Gallimimus.
Yeah.
It's an opportunistic omnivore that does best in groups. That alone isn't the problem, but the speed. Gallimimus is incredibly fast, which presents special challenges for the ranger teams tasked with monitoring them.
All right. So yeah, I think this is great. This looks really awesome. Like, it's so hard to be able to like see all the dinosaur color, you know, skins and what the dinosaur looks like on all the skins, because there's so many of them, which is great. I approve of that. I approve of that wholeheartedly. But it can be difficult, you know, to see them all here. Let's do... All right, so I made a bunch of raptors so we can see like some random patterns from them. We're gonna have 8 because the first set I only got 3 eggs out of. This is probably gonna cause some massive chaos with the Gallimimuses, but hey, we like that, right? So here's the first 3. Nice. Nice. And I like how, like, they all look different, but it still feels like, you know, a group. It doesn't necessarily feel insane.
Soft spot for this dinosaur, the Velociraptor, and they get a bad rap as far as I'm concerned. But if you imprint early enough, you can make real connections with them. Other than Claire, raptors are the most intelligent partners I've ever had. And like her, they can kill me in the blink of an eye. That's a joke.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right, let's get the other 5. Nice, nice, nice. I dig it. That's awesome. They look great. I love being able to see like a varied group. And oh, look at those galleys flocking. They do run in a herd much better than they really didn't run in a herd at all in the last game. All right, one of the next things that they've added that is, to me, like a much needed feature, like it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's a small thing, but it's also an awesome thing, and it's that the poor little flying reptiles can now land on rocks and not just on the viewing galleries. Poor tired little dinosaurs or reptiles always flying around. So this is really nice. I like it. The animation looks good with them sitting there. These are the new Dungceraptorus from the DLC. Not included in the free update. That is a DLC that you have to pay for to get these little flying guys, but no matter what, your flyers will be able to rest on the rocks, which is wonderful. I love it. Good job. There are a few other random little things. Let's see. Let's see what else. Okay, and then after that, there's a bunch of balance changes and a bunch of bug fixes. If you either go to the Steam page, if you're on PC, or to the Jurassic World Evolution website, you can get a list of all of the balance changes and the auto fixes, or the bug fixes, because there's a lot of them. There's probably like 50 or 100 things here. I'm not going to list them all, but that's really great. I mean, it sucks that the game released with that many bugs. Although most of them, were not game breaking. They were very small and minor. But while it does suck that the game released that many bugs, at least they're, getting to them pretty quick. It's only been a month, and I've definitely played other games where it took way longer for them to get to some basic bug fixing than a month. So, I'm not like praising them, but I won't damn them either. So anyways, that is pretty much everything for this update number 1 for Jurassic World Evolution. I hope you're enjoying these new improvements to Jurassic World Evolution, and I hope that they are allowing you to have a little bit more fun. I'm so all about the randomized color things, both on the buildings and on the dinosaurs. That's really cool. So I want to thank you, as always, for checking out my video. I really do appreciate it. If you're new, consider subscribing, and leave a like, comment. Let me know what you like about the new update, what you don't like about the new update, what you want to see in a future update. And I will be back with more Jurassic World Evolution 2 real soon. Until then, have a good one.